January 24th, 1997, Cuban defector Diosbelys Hurtado has a tall order. The 24-year-old is seeking to upset the WBC welterweight champ Pernell Whitaker and become the first Cuban fighter to win a world title in 3 decades. In his last fight, Hurtado scored a first-round knockout. Even though he's unbeaten in 20 fights, Hurtado is a 10-1 underdog in Atlantic City against Sweet Pea. Whitaker must guard against looking past his unknown opponent as he has his sights set on a future matchup with the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. It's classic night at the fights. Whitaker, Hurtado, next.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Caesars Atlantic City, Main Events Monitor in association with your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Present 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Welterweight Championship of the World. This bout is sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, board members Gary Shaw and Steve Katz, Deputy Commissioner John Grego. Physicians at ringside, Dr. Dominic Coletta, Dr. Eric Wormser, Dr. Kenneth Remsen, and Dr. Charles Wilson. This contest is also sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, President Jose Sulaiman. WBC supervisors at ringside are Dr. Jose Mayorga and Dr. Pedro Siguera. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be Jose Lazaro Carrasco, Sergio Silvi, and John Stewart. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, your referee, Arthur Mercanti. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from Caesars Atlantic City, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! In the red corner, wearing white, blue, and red and weighing 146 pounds, he brings a perfect professional record of 20 consecutive victories without a loss, 13 by knockout. He is a native of Cuba, but now resides and fights out of Miami, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the undefeated challenger, ranked number 10 in the world, Diosbelys El Oriental Hurtado. And across the ring in the blue corner, wearing black and weighing 147 pounds. In 1984, he captured Olympic gold. And now, as a professional, his record is 39 victories, 16 by knockout, with 1 disputed loss and 1 controversial draw. He has 6 world title belts in 4 different divisions and is still recognized as the pound-for-pound king of boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, from Norfolk, Virginia, presenting the WBC welterweight world champion and 4-time champion of the world, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker.
Good evening, gentlemen. You received your rules early in the day. I expect you to obey these rules. Let's have a nice, clean fight. Good luck to the both of you.
And Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker getting final instructions from Lou Duva. A sterling professional mark, and of course, as outlined, disputed loss, controversial draw.
As far as I'm concerned, Pernell Whitaker is still undefeated.
Should be, Tony, 41-0. And Hurtado, big right hand. Whitaker is down, the right hand lead against the southpaw style. We talked about Whitaker early in fights, vulnerable. He's laughing.
He better get his head in the fight.
Wow, is he a stand-up comedian? He got bombed, and Hurtado may go for it. A more shocking development. Hurtado, all of a sudden,
it was a perfect right hand right down the middle.
Coming straight out of the chute. An excellent idea by Hurtado. See if Whitaker's head was in the fight. And Tony, it wasn't right there.
Well, you said it, Dave, about the times he's been dropped. I don't think he has the legs he used to, because he could use those legs to dance. Now he's trying to stalk Hurtado, but he's not a power puncher.
Whitaker trying to answer, going over the top. Hurtado with a right hand.
Whitaker's going to be in a fight for as long as it lasts. He's going to have to fight.
Hurtado will try to use that right hand lead, as he so expertly did in the opening round. That's how you fight a southpaw, and you want to keep your lead foot outside the lead foot of your opponent so you can sort of contain him. That and the double left hook is the best way to fight the southpaw, and Hurtado is motivated. He is on his game right here.
Dave, there's a sense of urgency. We're not even just halfway through the first round. There's a sense of urgency because there is so much on the line for Pernell Whitaker in a few short months. This right here is the Oscar De La Hoya fight.
Yeah, how much money did Oscar De La Hoya perhaps see floating away with that right hand bomb? You know, and for Hurtado, it's also urgent because he needs to have a dominant first round, not just that punch, but he needs more. And he knows that his best chance will be to get it early, and he has found a home for that right hand lead.
Right hand lead, that means Whitaker has to be able to counter it. There was a shot in the back of the head by Hurtado. But you know, if you're Hurtado, you do that and then you say, oh man, I'm sorry. You got to rough up Whitaker. You got to do everything you can.
No point taken, no foul.
Right? I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
You have one little excuse like that coming your way in most fights. Whitaker tries to stalk. Now he's got his legs together. He's in on it. But he's already down a knockdown.
Whitaker has to be careful.
So many fighters recently have done that to Sweet Pea Whitaker. Arthur Mercani Jr. will try to get control of this fight right now. He'll bring both fighters over. He'll read the riot act. And round number one will go into the books.
Now, Pernell can't stalk this guy. He has to use movement, make him come to him. Use your legs. We're talking about he doesn't have the legs that he used to have. He's got to use what's in those legs to work that right jab to keep Hurtado off balance. Standing in front of him and pausing gives Hurtado a chance to fire that right hand.
Well, Hurtado's confidence had to soar after that opening bomb, and he needs to parlay the first half of the fight because Pernell Whitaker, once he gets in his groove, has been almost unbeatable, but his vulnerability has been early. We saw Julio Vasquez do it. Gary Jacobs do it.
What this guy should be doing, Hurtado, should be trying to work to Whitaker's body.
Whitaker shires with a good left hand there. Good bomb by Whitaker, getting some respect by Hurtado.
Hurtado has to learn how to throw that left jab now. You just can't keep throwing the right down the middle.
He does land it there, but he needs to jab, as you suggest, Tony, while he's circling. He needs to show Whitaker something. Whitaker, otherwise, has a lot of room to stalk and get behind his jabbing game. Wild right misses by Hurtado. Whitaker tries to retaliate. Whitaker in a mood of trying to establish his power and sending a message to Hurtado that he's not just boxer.
Both fighters have to be a little busier now. Whitaker has to keep throwing that right jab. Hurtado has to show movement, go the other way, and then try and land a quick punch.
Whitaker kneels down, no knockdown, of course. Lunging forward.
Hurtado should be trying to shoot that left jab.
And there's Whitaker leaning in, but not exposing his chin as much as he did in other fights when he got knocked down.
Threw an elbow to hit Whitaker in the back of the head. Whitaker slapped him on the butt. He pushed Whitaker.
And now Hurtado, when he's missing over the top, trying to tie Whitaker up. Hurtado trying to bomb away and use this window of opportunity here. And again, Hurtado warned for the head. Thus far, all the critical refereeing decisions have gone in Whitaker's favor.
Now, Pernell's acting like he's getting points with just showboating and walking around toward him. He's got to fight, Dave. He's got to fight back.
He is not mastering Hurtado despite the look on his face.
Hurtado's very awkward in there, especially when he gets close. His punches get really wide, so Whitaker can beat him with straight punches, but he's not throwing them.
He needs to be a little quicker in there. So Whitaker stalks. Hurtado tries to score with bombs. And we have an intriguing scenario developing as round 2 of the scheduled 12-round WBC championship contest closes into a halt.
This is...
No esté demorando tu derecha no la esté demorando ahí. ¿Oíste? Y ¡guau! Sorprende, sorpresa, rápido con sorpresa. Y trabaja la finta, dale mucha finta. ¿Oíste? Y sigue moviendo, no te rejes la puerta con él. No puedo ir con pesito fao, y si te toca las nalgas, olvídate de eso. Él no te puede estar sacando de tu casilla. Y tienes que mantenerte tu trabajo, eso es lo fundamental. Ven. Está bien, la mano derecha.
We get ready to start round 3, scheduled for 12. You got a good look at Oscar De La Hoya, some concern on his face as a proposed and almost signed multi-million-dollar showdown with Pernell Whitaker had its moment of jeopardy in round 1.
You know inside Oscar is jumping up and down. Oh, please beat him, because I just want to throw my right hand, because you won't get up from that.
He's hoping that the opportunity will present itself for him, but now Whitaker is stalking Hurtado and starting to figure out how to get closer. Now the question is, can Hurtado get that excellence back with his right-hand lead? He started to the left and then darted in to the right.
Now I said earlier, Hurtado should be making Whitaker fight. Whitaker's making Hurtado move and waste a lot of energy. And Whitaker hasn't thrown that many punches.
And Whitaker, seeing that Hurtado wastes a lot of his movement. So a very strong opening round for Hurtado. Tony, how about round 2?
I gave the second round to Whitaker. I didn't think Hurtado did enough. And I have it 19-18 for Hurtado.
That's exactly what I do, too. I gave Whitaker round 2. Hurtado has some shining moments, but second by second, you have to be able to compile the points.
Remember, Whitaker's gone 12 so many times, it's just another day in the park for him. Hurtado, you may be, as he does a little shuffle, you may be able to go 12 in the gym, but in a fight where a guy is chasing after you, like Whitaker's doing here, you're making Hurtado fight more and maybe wasting his gas tank.
Well, if Hurtado is younger, he should presumably have more in the tank as Whitaker again stumbles down. I think Whitaker is doing this, Tony, because he needs to offset the initial rhythm of this fight.
I'm wondering about the heads clashing. Hurtado's very wild when Whitaker gets inside. He just throws punches from all angles, but just wide punches, sloppy punches. Doesn't seem to have much of a jab.
Whitaker also seems to be fighting the style of a guy who's pressing more because he was embarrassed by that early moment. But Hurtado now is pretty much retreating to the right and trying to find power shots, but he will not win rounds this way.
No, just moving's not doing it. I mean, Whitaker's throwing punches and Hurtado's trying to pull away, but he's not countering.
Hurtado will make this fight easy for Whitaker unless he adjusts, as Whitaker has adjusted to him. So Pernell Whitaker would presume would put round 3 in the bank.
Keep the pressure on him. Fight with the guy. His hands got to be high. Okay? And look, snap that jab. You can't just lay that jab out there. Feint at him. Look, as soon as you get close, you just got to throw punches with him, all right? Keep your hands going. Fast punches. Forget the power. Fast punches, all right? If this guy ain't got nothing, he try to hit and run. He can't win no fight like that.
You got to come back with a body punches, hit those ribs in the sand with that right hook of yours, right? Punch fast. That's all you got to do with this guy. Okay, baby?
No muerta, cuidado, ¿oíste? Levanta los ganchos. Ponla por la frente. No corre mucho.
We start round 4, scheduled for 12 WBC welterweight championship. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, surviving an early knockdown and a troublesome development, and has come on and righted himself in rounds 2 and 3 against a very game and interesting Diosbelys Hurtado from Cuba, now residing in Miami, Florida.
Seems to be concerned in Hurtado's corner when he goes between rounds. He sits down very tired. There's about 3 or 4 people talking to him, and I think he realizes he woke up a sleeping pit bulldog, and he's wearing a pork chop suit in the process. But Pernell Whitaker's chasing him all over the ring now. Well, it was a good strategy for Hurtado to come storming off of his stool in the opening round, and he had Whitaker hurt. Despite the laughter by Whitaker, Hurtado had an opportunity there to win the fight in the opening round. So give him credit for that. However, Whitaker has since adjusted and is starting to make him look like the number 10 contender. Yeah, the freshly minted number 10 contender. Hurtado is dangerous with his right hand, but that's all he's got. And that is something that could give him a win, but that is what separates a fringe contender from a champion, is the multiple array of weapons. And now Whitaker getting inside the jab, covering up. It's almost as my plan is to throw a right hand and knock him out. Well, he got up and there is no plan B. So now you just start throwing punches from all wild angles. But what happened to the right hand lead? He's not even throwing that. The right hand lead gone, the double left hooks are gone. And because of the reach, Tony, we're seeing Whitaker engage in a type of fight that is not vintage Whitaker. No. He's trying to get inside another guy's jab. It's usually him out there, and other fighters have to come to him. Yeah. And Whitaker did something there in the inside. He was working the body. That's what he should keep doing. But it seems every time he gets close to Hurtado, he flurries in the most peculiar way. Well, Hurtado has the movement, but it's unsteady movement, and he's not punching as he moves. Could be fear. I don't think Hurtado can take it to the body, even though he's got a nice washboard stomach. Well, he's taking some good shots there, and also the novelty of his knockdown has worn off. Yeah. And he's in against a top guy, and fighting very gamely. Yeah. Fighting very gamely. It's just hard to put all your combinations together against one of the elite fighters in the world. Now Whitaker fighting a style that other guys try to do to him. That was a good shot to the body, to the ribs, that made him gasp. So Whitaker really teeing off as round 4 concludes. That was a low blow that Whitaker got hit right before the bell. He'll walk back to his corner, and you still get 5 minutes if you need it.
We're watching him. Every time you hit him in the body, he picks his legs up. You got to go to the body with this guy.
Hurtado jabbing. There's that low shot. It hit the leg. It went upward, I guess. Then came up, but he started with the thigh, and that's a lot better scenario if you have to be hit low.
This one works.
Pernell Whitaker to go to the body as we start round 5. But this is the type of style and a matchup that dictates he needs to go to the body more. Hey, you take what the guy gives you. If you hit him to the head and he smiles, and you hit him to the body and he winces, you keep going to the body, even if you're not a body puncher. Whitaker fighting a taller fighter for one of the rare times. And a guy basically who hasn't been the 12-round distance. You have to question his credentials as far as can he take it to the body. And also a guy showing you so much respect. Despite knocking Whitaker down, Hurtado has been on his bicycle. That looked like a knockdown almost, because he hit him as he was going down, but didn't call it. No, because that pattern has developed so often that Whitaker goes down from being held. Hurtado is sneaky and dangerous, on the way in. Don't make any mistake about that. No matter what else happens in this fight, should Whitaker go in there unprepared, it'll be like walking into the wrong neighborhood.
Speaking of the wrong neighborhood, every time Whitaker gets in close, that's Hurtado's fight, because he just throws from so many strange angles. He eventually hits Whitaker. Whitaker should stay outside, use the jab, and then go to the body quickly.
Hurtado circling, and also Tony only circling to his right.
Yeah, he should try and break it up. Don't set a pattern. Go the other way. In fact, I turned southpaw if I was Hurtado, not to fight southpaw, just to make Whitaker think for a second.
Whitaker getting some good shots home.
Now see, Whitaker's got him off his legs, off his bicycle. Now he can pop him with the jab and then go to the body. Hurtado's going to have to fight.
And he does. And some wild shots from bizarre angles, as is Hurtado's style. Now Whitaker comes back at him. He gets in down low. Hurtado fighting back.
Remember, 2 rounds ago, Hurtado was dancing all over the ring. Now he's like 3-4 steps and he stops.
Yeah, now he's doing a waltz. He doesn't want the fast music anymore.
Your ribs hurt when you start bouncing around, so you just stay there.
And look at the wild shots by Hurtado.
He's going to take a point. He's going to take a point if he keeps that up.
Well, they took it now.
Took it now.
So Hurtado, who has had other troubles with Whitaker, now, in effect, loses the knockdown that he scored in round 1. Good shots by Hurtado, though, got Whitaker's attention. They were slapping, but there were a lot of those punches.
Well, that's a different Pernell Whitaker to stand in front and let somebody tee off on you.
A little bit of character by Hurtado in the face of adversity, but round 5 will go in as a big one for Pernell Whitaker.
With the body shot. It's a matter of time with this guy, all right? Please, listen to me. Use your experience, man. Use more experience. Yeah? When this guy's running, fade at him. When he's stopping, all they're doing is throwing 5-6 punches, okay? Move your head, please. Bob and weave, come up with punches. But stay to the body with this guy.
Whitaker had Hurtado measured as he came in, the jab, the left hand straight shot, doing some good work there. And Hurtado, as Whitaker is ducking down, hit behind the head and then held with the elbow and rubbed it in, and that's what finally prompted the point.
I think Hurtado is blinking his eyes, and it seems like he just doesn't have the legs because of Whitaker's precise body shots. Not a lot, just the ones he did damage, which makes me think that Hurtado never was strong to the body to begin with.
And some swelling under the left eye of Hurtado. He blinks and also puts his glove on there. And, you know, you can say what you want about Hurtado seemingly being disoriented at times and not having the best plan against Whitaker, but for him as a fighter, this is a tremendous growth process, this bout.
Yeah.
He is being forced to do things he's never had to do before. He's paying a penalty for misses that he doesn't usually pay for.
Yeah.
He should be jabbing and utilizing that reach. And maybe the knockdown in the beginning now is starting to look like one of the worst things that could have happened to Hurtado.
Yeah. A little bit low. That was on the hip, though. No, it looked like that was on the side of the hip and not on the cut.
Well, Hurtado is lobbying. He at least got the warning for Whitaker. No doubt trying to play it well enough to maybe get a point deducted from Whitaker.
If Andrew Galata taught any fighter anything, go above the belt.
Well, you can't blame Hurtado for trying to buy that one. And maybe he put himself in position for the next one if it's close.
Now, Pernell should be going back to using that jab. Because Hurtado, he bounces on his feet for a little bit, but eventually he's coming down. He's not sustaining it.
And look at the wideness that Hurtado has after he stops moving. And that's why Whitaker goes down. There's a pattern.
They're calling that a knockdown.
Hurtado moves when he's defensive. When he opens his legs, he wants to punch. And that's exactly what happened. Second knockdown in the fight. This is unusual.
It's a fight again. It looked like Whitaker had found to solve this puzzle and was breezing along.
But one thing that Whitaker does after he solves the puzzle by Hurtado, he walks in a little bit carelessly. Whitaker in this fight needs danger to thrive upon.
I'm going to tell you something. If Pernell Whitaker is not careful, he could get knocked out because of that urgency, that desperateness that he needs to get in there to try and put this guy away, to get back in front. He might get caught because this guy is so awkward, so weird from so many different angles. Whitaker needs to get this job done now.
Yeah, and Hurtado is certainly fighting above the level many people expected. So in round 6, a good one, Hurtado back in the ball game.
You just
got to swinging wild shots at you. He's just swinging, but he don't know what he's doing.
Now, when Hurtado had a narrow stance, he's moving. He stops, he widens, and catches Whitaker coming in. A quick change. Watch, if you can see it. He widens all of a sudden and then punches after that.
I mean, he's telegraphing what he's going to do. You would think when he goes wide, pull back. What Pernell Whitaker should be doing now is staying on the outside, just popping the jab, just win around using the jab. The kid expects you to go to the body. Don't right now, because every time Pernell gets inside, Pernell's not an inside fighter. This guy is winning based on his power. It only takes one shot to change the fight. He's already won 2 rounds just on that one hand.
Well, Hurtado being given another chance here. The longer you keep a guy in it like this, thinking he can do it, the tougher he may be later. Now, Whitaker has traditionally been dominant in the second half of fights. We've seen him pull away from guys like Buddy McGirt, Vasquez, Jacobs in tight fights and essentially turn it up a notch. That's what he needs to do.
Halfway through the fight, I have Whitaker ahead 56-55.
That's exactly what I would have, too, with Hurtado getting 2 10-8 rounds. Whitaker hurt again. He's hurt again, but Hurtado didn't capitalize fast enough. He was walking away. Now, what about that chin by Whitaker? It's being exposed here.
I don't know if you could say it's a 50-50 question. Is it the chin or is it Hurtado's power? He's so awkward, but he seems to be dangerous when Whitaker comes inside like that.
And Whitaker hurt again.
He might take a point again out behind the head.
He will, and Whitaker getting the benefit of a tough call there. That's a tough call on Hurtado. It could have gone either way. That one could have gone either way by Hurtado. And look at that as Whitaker tried to tap gloves, and Hurtado came in. Hurtado has lost 2 points on penalties and gained 2 by knockdowns.
Hurtado has to realize something. Hey, I can win this. Enough of this. Okay, my ribs hurt. Let me just see if I can take this guy out of here right now.
Well, he's not deliberately dirty. He's just awkward.
But he also has a kick in that punch. Whitaker seems to stagger every time he nails him with that right hand.
You see guys make those kind of mistakes also, Tony, when they know there won't be many opportunities like that. And he's rushing a little bit after he hurts Whitaker.
Yeah. Just settle down. Too bad he doesn't have a left jab. He doesn't seem to use, he's not using his left hand the way he should, just to keep Whitaker off him. See how Whitaker can walk right to him? And Hurtado, I still think, is low in the gas tank. It's only round 7.
No jab by Hurtado. Whitaker walking right through.
I think he hurt him there. He hurt him there.
And Hurtado starting to hold on. And what began as a promising round for Hurtado is not good. His legs are starting to go.
I think he's out of it, Dave.
His legs are starting to go. The gas tank on E. He's got a few more seconds to kill in this round.
An uppercut, he can end this, Dave.
I think Hurtado will get through round 7.
He's leaning forward because he's running out of gas. And he's tired.
Big round for Whitaker.
con tu derecho. Bloquea y contraataca con tu derecho. ¿Oíste? Estamos ahí, todo vivo. Tienes que estar vivo. Vamos, vamos, vamos ya. Vivo, vivo.
We start the 8th round. Pernell Whitaker. Will he be able to capitalize on what he did at the end of round 7 when Hurtado was almost out? Hurtado has been an opportunist, though, and dangerous just when you think he's in deep trouble. Dave Bontempo and Tony Page, glad you're with us from the Atlantic City Convention Center in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Look where Hurtado's arms are. They're down about around his ribs. You know his body is sore.
Body is sore. Gas tank is low. Whitaker's been here so many times before and is starting to show his class.
Good shot by Whitaker to the body.
But
it's not the straight shots to the body. It's his body. It's the body shots to the side of the ribs. Those are the ones doing the damage.
As you suggest, Tony, if Hurtado is able to hang around, he is very dangerous, and therefore Whitaker needs to finish the job. We're seeing the retreat from Hurtado, but nothing in a punching mode as we saw earlier. As he would move to his left and then punch. Nothing is on Hurtado's punches right now. But he's buying time. If Whitaker allows him to buy the time, who knows?
Give him a chance to put some more gas in his tank.
He's at the filling station right now looking for premium. That's a slip.
I'd still like to see Whitaker throw that uppercut if he could.
Whitaker has also, because of this style, looked pretty sloppy at times tonight.
Just going to say, it's very awkward out there.
Good right hook by Whitaker. That's a sneaky punch and a good one.
This kid is wobbly out there, Dave.
He's got a lot of guts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But this is the time of the fight where the champion has to assert himself, and the number 10 contender should become the number 10 contender.
Yeah.
There are things that Whitaker has done here, and Hurtado's never been past 8 except for once. That's not a knockdown, although it almost was.
This is going to be very difficult to score if this keeps up.
Yeah, and don't ask for style points like they do in figure skating. You'll get like a 3. But Whitaker is well in hand here. Yet Hurtado, from bizarre angles, comes on. This guy does not quit. He has made this interesting and bizarre at the same time.
Whitaker pounds the body toward the end of the round.
Here he goes back of the head again.
Hurtado just...
Some of the not-so-greatest hits by Hurtado, and Whitaker applying pressure. There one was low. You know what it is? It's a lack of discipline. Certainly not intent, but a guy who throws his punch, even if the opening isn't there. He commits to throwing a punch and cannot stop it. Very much like Andrew Galata in that regard. So, 9th round here. Pernell Whitaker, Diosbelys Hurtado. I've got Whitaker by 4 points, Tony, and starting to pull away. How about you?
Same at Whitaker, 76-72. I'm also wondering, we're all saying Hurtado is awkward and strange in the ring and weird. Is Pernell Whitaker getting old before our eyes? And by the way, there's a whole lot of ice in the center of the ring and in Hurtado's corner.
Yes, and it really should be cleared away. It can become an obstacle. Somebody can slip over that. We've seen sloppiness in Pernell Whitaker here. And people around him have been worried about him getting old for about 2 or 3 years just because he's been so consistent, and you never know. In this fight, he's been down again. 2 knockdowns in this fight. Coming back, but not in the same sweet, methodical, consistent manner. He's had to really find some street instincts to turn this bout around, which he has.
Pernell Whitaker's always a very smooth fighter in the ring. There's some edges tonight. I thought De La Hoya could give Pernell a little bit too much to handle. Now I'm sticking to that because this awkward kid is giving Pernell a lot of problems. And Pernell's showing a little sloppiness out there.
And if you were going to project that, you would figure there's more power and speed on De La Hoya. Although the height would be different, so you'd see a different stylistic fight than you do here, and that's why you do them. That's why you make them. They will be different. Now here, Pernell Whitaker is well in hand, but Hurtado, I think, will be dangerous from the standpoint of his right hand until this bout is over.
Now that's finished Pernell Whitaker. Whacks him, and then he's right behind him.
And then
he's taking a point. As Lou DiBella runs, Lou Duva's running up the stairs right above us.
Well, what happened is Hurtado turned his back. Hurtado turned his back, and that is when the punch will be ruled to have scored. That will be an interesting look, but now Whitaker has lost a point, and guess what? If Hurtado were to win the bout, win the round, he'd get a 2-point round the way Whitaker's been getting them. This has been wild, it's been frenzied, it's been fun, and virtually unpredictable.
It's fun except for those who have the promotional rights with De La Hoya Whitaker.
Tony, aren't you glad you don't have too much on the line here?
No, not
We can just have fun and call it.
Oh, yeah.
However, Oscar De La Hoya, you've seen some looks at him, and there's some tense moments going on in that accountant's meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, round 9 will come to a close, and Hurtado gets back in it again.
Enseña la boxea. Enseña la boxea. Enseña cuál es la escuela cubana de boxeo. Respira conmigo, vamos. Vamos a enseñar cuál es la escuela cubana de boxeo. ¿Bien? Bien. ¿Está bien? Entero. Vamos a bloquear y vamos a meter tu derecha.
All right, here's where things got very tense. Whitaker's firing here. A shot almost behind the back of the head. It's ruled back of the head. There it is. That is behind the head.
It was 2. One to the jaw from behind.
Sweet Pea can't believe it, but what happened is his opponent had not been turned all the way around. And since Mercanti has been calling a close fight, he was consistent.
Yes.
So, the bigger question is not the call as we get into round 10, but what effect will this have in firing Hurtado up? He's been capable of mood swings in this fight. Pernell Whitaker toying with him again, and Tony, this is not right.
No time for that. There's a job to be done. I said earlier, this is the De La Hoya fight. He has to win this fight.
Now, this is his introduction show to the De La Hoya fight. He gets hit again with the right hand as he walks in.
Now, this is a WBC fight, right? That means WBC judges, right?
Now, you wouldn't be skeptical there, Tony.
No, of course not.
Just a coincidental reference, huh?
Just pointing something out, that's all.
Well, in the 10th round, if Hurtado can put himself in position to make the fight close, who knows? He picks up at least a point. Did you make that a 1-point round for him or 2?
I gave it I was giving the round to Whitaker. I just took a point away. It's a 9-9 round for both guys. I didn't think Hurtado did enough.
Well, Whitaker goes to the body. Hurtado is still there, still game, still dangerous.
And Lou Duva, who's about 10 feet to my right, is losing his voice, is very hoarse, and the commissioners are holding him from running up the stairs.
Yeah, they knew stylistically this is not the Matador bullfight that Pernell Whitaker likes to get in, stay on the outside, and jab and everything like that. This is a fight in which he's been vulnerable, in which his chin has been tested, and maybe found a little bit wanting in their eyes. They don't like what they see. They don't like the style. He's winning, but Hurtado is dangerous.
Hurtado continues to flurry. He went to the body that time.
And I think no matter what's been said and what happens in Whitaker, De La Hoya, should that come off, Hurtado is better than a lot of people believed, and he's as good as the insiders believed he was.
Yeah, he was the X factor. Nobody knew. He's calling timeout.
And Arthur Mercanti Jr., good move here. He'll do some quick.
Is that legal? Is a referee supposed to have a scissor where he can do some little tightening up of the gloves? I thought they would take that to the trainer.
Now we've seen that in situations where they get tired of taking it to the trainers and causing a long delay.
It's kind of scary to know that the referee carries some scissors.
Let's go. Keep it clean.
Now, only if we see them open the gloves can we say that. Well, round 10 goes in, and Pernell Whitaker on his game, but getting some good shots by Hurtado. And we start the 11th round, just 2 to go between Pernell Whitaker and Diosbelys Hurtado. It's been very interesting.
What happened now?
We'll have another conference. And referee Arthur Mercanti Jr. just deploring the fighters, saying, come on, be more professional. Don't make me get involved in it any more than I have been.
Maybe take out my scissor again.
You don't want to see that, right? He's already taken a couple points away.
Right.
There have been 2 knockdowns. Referee's taken 3 points away, and there have been 2 knockdowns. Now, that's a wide open avenue for debate when you look to the scorecards in this fight.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm wondering, Whitaker, he hurt him there. Whitaker has not gone to the body in a while, which is kind of surprising.
And he abandons, Tony, that's a good point. He abandoned the strategy that was working earlier.
And this place has been quiet.
Yeah, they're not seeing vintage Sweet Pea Whitaker stylistically.
That didn't look low. That didn't look low.
Hurtado tried to buy that one from the referee. He didn't go for it. That did not look low. Is right. You can't be fighting and refereeing at the same time. And Hurtado was lucky that Whitaker did not land another one while he looked over at the referee.
Never seen a fighter get hit to this midsection. His eyes get so big.
There's a little bit of the jab that Whitaker has shown. A very unique style for Whitaker. Big shot by Whitaker. Hurtado in deep trouble.
It's
over.
Could
be over.
It's over.
Could be over.
The refs should get in there. The refs should get in there.
Way overdue. Way overdue.
Did he stop it, though? Did he stop it?
Now he does. Now he does. It stopped. About 3 punches too late.
Too late. What more do you want? The guy's balanced on the rope. Stop it.
Mercanti was in the wrong position, Tony, is what happened. He came around, and he made a bad call there. That's 3 or 4 punches. Hurtado did not need to be hit with. The first one essentially ended it. Second one certainly should have.
When you see a fighter, no matter how skilled he is, start to wind up and tee off, the referee should be getting in there. That tells you right there, because you're not going to pull back with your punches and really try and hurt your man if he's got his hands up. When he's defenseless and he's just asking to be hit, the referee has to step in and stop it. Sure, there's no standing 8 count, but hey, save the guy's life. Stop the fight.
And Pernell Whitaker putting a dramatic ending on a very intriguing tale. And it will be interesting if we're able to find out what the scores were up to that point. I had Hurtado losing by 3.
So did I.
Whitaker, but fighting well enough maybe if he closes within 1. And it's all moot. Now that's a bomb by Whitaker. The fight is
overhand
over.
left.
The second one, the fight's over right here.
Right here. He's defenseless.
Watching.
He's defenseless. He should be in there stopping it. Look at him. He's just clubbing him. Mercanti should be in there stopping it.
That is 7 shots. Where is he? That is unbelievable. That looks like, for fans who have watched fights for years, Jerry Cooney and Ken Norton.
1, 2,
the fight's over now. The
4,
fight's more than over
5, 6, 6,
7 shots.
7, 8, 9.
That's unbelievable.
And it's not counting the punch that did the damage.
Right, and the only thing that stopped it really is Hurtado going through the ropes. Mercanti still has not stopped this thing.
No, but look, he's throwing one punch. He's just winding up. Any experienced referee should know when a guy's doing that, the man's hurt. Stop it. How many times he's got to be hurt?
That is unbelievable.
It's like Mercanti passed the regular course, failed the final.
Yes, he was refereeing a very tight fight, but that's just unreal.
And it's the same punch over and over and over. That's when you see fatalities in boxing. Not when you're throwing flurries. It's the one punch where you're winding up. Great camera angle.
It's also why every organization should have a standing 8 count.
Yeah.
Attention, please. Here at Caesars Atlantic City, the end comes at 1 minute.
Oscar De La Hoya happy now that the big payday is here, and he likes his chances based on what he's seen.
And still, WBC welterweight champion of the world, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker.
We get another sweet look at what was a tremendous knockout. Sweet from a punching standpoint, certainly not from an administrative standpoint, but Tony, he sets it up, gets one big bomb in.
Hurtado's hands a little too low, crossed the fence, tried to block it, but missed it.
And Whitaker with the bomb, finally able to get it in.
And he's over right there.
Yes.
It's over right
sitting
there.
on the ropes. This should be a knockdown already. Just the fact that you're
He's
using the
sitting
ropes
on
to hold you up.
Exactly. And his head is just swiveling after every punch. But the way he's positioned, he'd sit there all day if he didn't go through the ropes.
This is how can the referee be looking
now
at
look, now look, at this point, the referee makes a tactical mistake by going around Pernell, which allows Pernell to get a couple more fights. And by that point, he's sliding through the ropes.